So we're like halfway through summer now, maybe a little past halfway.
Definitely past halfway, I think.
And is it?
Yeah.
All right, sure. Welcome to the Homewrecker podcast, everybody.
Gonna finish that thought?
I was just thinking we're about halfway through summer, and it's really hot today as we sit here to record the Homewrecker podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I am the Golden Greek, Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous wife, Monique.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hot.
I don't think it's that hot.
It's hot. It's like humid and hot.
It's way better today than it has been.
If you say so.
Okay.
If you say so.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Anywho.
So what's new with you? Anything new?
Well, we brought the kids to see the new Spider-Man movie.
Okay. We did do that. Yes.
And as I'm sitting in the theater watching it, I didn't remember a damn thing from the last one. Because
So the new Spider-Man movie, which one's that? Brand new day.
Brand New Day.
Right? Okay. That's it.
So the last time we watched the one before No Way Home, that was after it came out, when it was available, I think, on DVD or streaming or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. So it was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. And I'm watching this movie like, is this from the movie before? I don't remember any of this.
I mean, yeah, they showed like flashback.
They did, but I'm watching the movie thinking like, oh, is this to fill in the gaps because they didn't explain it in the previous movie? Because I don't remember anything.
Not quite.
I apparently had like total amnesia of the film before. The only thing I remembered was like all the Spider-Mans from the previous like
the multiverse
versions. Yeah, the different
versions
coming together. Yeah. That was the only thing I remembered from that movie.
Yeah, because we watched it again. So anyway, we took the kids to see the new movie. We were lost for like part of it at the beginning because like what's going on? What happened? So after we watched the movie, which I enjoyed, I thought it was excellent.
Liked it.
I thought it was really good.
But it made a lot more sense when we rewatched the one before.
We got back home, and then that night we watched the previous 3 Spider-Man movies to have it make sense. Well, we didn't do them all in a day, but over the next couple of days we did. Was it Homecoming, No Way Home, and
Far From Home, and
then No Way Home. Right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then once those were done, I was like, oh, I wish I could watch the new one again. Because now I think it makes more sense, like some of those parts that we were like, what happened?
So if you're interested in seeing that movie, if you haven't seen it yet, and you don't remember the movie before, watch it and then go see the movie. Because
this is why people listen to the Homewrecker podcast.
Yes.
So they can get advice like that from us.
Exactly.
If you're gonna see it, make sure you watch the other ones first so you know what's happening.
Or they can just laugh at us and our ridiculousness. That's cool too.
Yeah, I think that's more likely.
Yeah, that's okay. We still love you.
Yeah, I suppose we do still love people for the most part. I guess. But that brings me to my favorite part of the show.
Oh.
It's time to ask Monique. Before we go any further, we're going to do that. We're going to ask Monique a question that was also asked to the woman with the world's highest recorded IQ, and then we're going to compare the answers. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right.
Especially because you're like, oh, I got a good one. This one is perfect.
I think it's a good one.
So let's see.
Dear Monique, which do you think is more important, imagination or knowledge?
Ooh, that's tough. Because they kind of go hand in hand, like right brain, left brain, to like creativity, imagination, knowledge, learning. Yeah. Do you not get what I'm saying?
You just threw a lot of words together to try to sound intelligent, is what I'm saying.
No, I'm just thinking like the right side of your brain and the left side of your brain. One handles creativity, one handles logic, right? Or do I not know how the brain works?
Are you asking me like I'm supposed to know?
No.
Like I never pretended to be a brain surgeon or knowledgeable in any of that stuff.
I don't think you need to be a brain surgeon, but
I'm gonna plead ignorance on this one. I can honestly say I don't remember. I don't recall, but it sounds like it could be right.
So I learned there's the 2 sides of your brain. One handles creativity, imagination. One handles knowledge, learning, things like that. And they kind of go hand in hand. So to say which one's more important, that's tough because if you just live in imagination and can't grasp reality and actual knowledge, that probably isn't good. But if you have no imagination, that's going to be boring. So I don't.
Well, the thing is though, and I'll jump in on this
jump
a little
on
bit with
in.
you. What exactly constitutes knowledge? Like what would you say would be knowledge?
The knowing of things.
Yeah, but how do you know that what you know is correct?
That's well, okay. We're going to go deep now.
Let's go
Because
crazy.
what is truth, right? My truth and your truth can be totally different. And we've talked about this before in other episodes, how, what is the truth?
The truth is, yeah.
Like nobody really knows what
Sure.
truth is because
Sure.
it's different for everybody. And especially when we're trying to find out what's the truth with this or that. And like, remember like the truthers that were out there during a point in time in like 2020, 2021. You have no mic. You don't hear yourself with no mic? I told you to stop moving the microphone. There you go.
Is it back?
There you go. Oh,
Damn
my
it
goodness.
all.
Before we record, I say, don't move the microphone. There's an issue with your cord because we had that last time. And he's like, yep, okay. And he sets up the microphone just as he wants it. And then we start to record and he moves it again and his mic goes out. So we pause, then we hit record again. And he just
So I'm going
did
to
it
just
again.
leave all this in.
Leave it all in.
Fine.
Yes.
Editing? What's that? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done. I'm just going to leave this in, warts and all. Okay.
So as I was saying,
anyhow.
the truth.
Yes.
But I mean, knowledge to me is what you've learned. Whether it's your truth or somebody else's, what it is. It's what you've learned and what you've absorbed.
So would you say knowledge is like say, okay, if I put my hand in the fire, it's going to burn. That's knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
That's knowledge.
Okay. But if I had it and then I lost it. Okay. So we'll call that knowledge then. Knowing for sure. If I put my hand in onto something hot, it will burn. Okay. So that's like knowing, knowledge. What about something you read in a book? Would you consider that knowledge if it's something that you can't actually prove or experience yourself?
I guess it depends on what kind of thing. Is it from imagination? Is it, or is it facts?
Well, let's say, I don't know, you pick up a medical book.
Okay.
There's tons of those, obviously, and you can pick them up from different decades, different centuries even, and the information is going to be different, isn't it?
True.
So say you pick up a medical book from the 1800s, the information in there may be true, but it's not going to be what somebody that learns medicine and things today would consider true, right?
Agreed. But it's still knowledge. You're still learning it.
Okay, so then if you, I guess, but what if you can't prove what the book is saying? You can't experience it.
Okay, but
how do you know that it's actually true?
Well, sometimes you can't prove a lot of things, and that's why it's theory or faith, but you believe it and you know it to be true.
But would that be considered knowledge?
I think it could be. For that person, for that individual. Because I might not agree with your knowledge.
Okay, so then with that, say, now you were talking before about imagination.
Mm-hmm.
What if, say, like lately, we've been in this household, we've been talking about Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Say you are like the world's biggest Doctor Who fan and you can recite every character, every episode name, every story arc. Is that, would you consider that knowledge? Because it's something that came from imagination, somebody's imagination, or the creators of Doctor Who.
But it was created, what
so
people
is that knowledge more
important?
Is having that knowledge more important than having the imagination that could create something like that?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to say I feel it's equal.
All right.
I think it's equal.
So that's your answer.
I don't want to. I'm not choosing. I think
equal.
they're both equally important.
Okay. Well, let's compare your answer to that of Marilyn Voss.
Let's see what she says.
The woman with the world's reportedly highest IQ, recorded IQ. Okay. For the most part, I think knowledge is more important because it's the way we can make use of the hundreds of years of accumulated experience gained by those who preceded us. For example, if we have no knowledge of how to construct a building and use only our imagination, the building may be attractive, but it probably won't be functional or safe. Or if we have no knowledge of how to operate on a patient, and use only our imagination, the operation may be exciting, but will probably cause harm. And if we have no knowledge of how to fly a plane and use only our imagination, the flight may be electrifying, but will surely kill ourselves.
So, yeah, of course, this woman with the highest IQ picks knowledge, but I would argue her. I would counterpoint her.
Okay.
Yeah, you need knowledge to know how to fly a plane, but wasn't it imagination that brought the plane to be built? You wouldn't have a plane if it wasn't for imagination.
I would say it'd be the knowledge of how aerodynamics work and how things fly and how things take flight.
But you need the imagination to think of it first, to think that it's possible. So, booyah.
So you're
baby.
you're changing your answer to imagination.
I'm
just
saying
to
they're
counter.
both. No, I'm saying they're both equally important, and she forgot about that. She was too like, oh, I'm so smart. I have the highest IQ. I'm going to pick knowledge because I think I know everything.
Okay, now I want to contact Marilyn Vos Sant and see if she'll be
Send
on our
her
podcast.
this. Yes. Yes, send her
so
this.
you can debate her.
On this one question.
Wouldn't that be the greatest thing?
Oh, yeah.
She'd just be like, I could just picture
She'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with
doing
you?
this over like a Zoom call. This lady probably now is in her like 70s or 80s, looking at us like, who are these people?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, I think what's wrong with them is probably the more important question
good
she'd have in her
Lord.
mind.
Oh my. So there you have it. Okay.
At least we know she probably has way better things to do than to listen to us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
She probably like walks a lot, tends a garden, I'm sure.
Yeah, she's a smart lady.
Does all those things. Oh,
Apparently. Oh, what?
speaking of, right? You remember, I'm sure you've heard of this. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on this show or not. We may have in passing it at some time or another. You've heard about those blue zones, right? You know what the blue zones are, where they say people live like well into their hundreds?
No.
You've never heard of that before? The blue zones?
A blue
The
zone?
blue zones, like one of them is like in Sardinia. There's another one in Japan.
I have
It's
never heard of this.
And it's communities where the people tend to live well into their hundreds.
Oh.
And
I
they're
didn't know that was a thing.
Supposedly. Okay.
Allegedly. In theory.
Yes. And so people started studying these quote unquote blue zones. I don't know why they're called blue zones. I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know what it is, but that's what they're called. And people started studying it. They started writing books, started changing their lifestyle based on what people in these particular areas did. And a lot of commonalities were found to be like people that had a strong community. So there was a sense of community. It was daily work, working in a garden, tending to a flock of sheep or cattle or goats or whatever it may be, but constantly movement and exercise, community, and eating just whole natural food. So you'd think, okay, yeah, it sounds like common sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently all that stuff, completely fraudulent.
Really?
It was all completely fraudulent.
Because I was going to use that as a reason we need to get sheep, but I can't now.
The blue zones were all just completely made up out of whole cloth.
Was it from the paper mill in India?
It was some like research student or something like that, like just made it up to sound smart or something, and it got picked up and just got spread everywhere. yeah, it just recently came out that was all fraudulent.
That comes out and you don't know, like you really have to do research, because when we talked about the paper mill in India, go check out that episode from, I think it was 2-3 years ago, maybe. It just goes to show that anyone can put anything out there and one thing can get published and then everyone can base their work on that one published paper and build it off of that without doing any other research themselves on that to prove or disprove what was said.
So what happened with this particular thing was this student or whatever was looking at records from the different areas, and it wasn't the student necessarily that was fraudulent. The information he was getting was fraudulent. So the records, like birth records and things like that, what was happening in these blue zones, the family members were not reporting their loved ones dying because they were still getting their whatever pension, social security check, however it works in those countries. They were still getting some form of payment for the elderly, and they were just taking the checks and cashing it. And this was happening in all these areas. And those are the records that this student was getting information from. So it wasn't necessary. I mean, I'm sure all those things sound great, and they all, I'm sure, benefit your quality of life, probably benefit longevity as well. You obviously, if you have something to live for, you have some kind of purpose, you're going to stay alive longer. That's just common sense in my view. But yeah, totally fraudulent, these blue zones, because people were just not cashing their loved ones or not reporting their loved ones dying.
I think now they need to go in and look, when do those people actually die? And what situation are they in that they felt the need, they have to keep cashing these checks to survive?
Well, they're in like remote areas, they're villages, so I'm sure that it's, especially nowadays, if you think about like in the last 20 years, prices go up everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You have inflation everywhere. So
that happens
travel
in the US.
costs go up, meaning gas prices go up. The costs of goods will go up. So yeah, I'm sure it was a lot of different factors, but all that stuff was fraudulent.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
really
crazy
sad.
when I found that out, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how many different things I've read about the blue zones or different little articles or research papers or different things, because I like to read about health, fitness, and stuff like that. And so many things used to reference the blue zones and things that they do in the blue zones and stuff like that. And it's like,
And yet I've never heard
bullshit.
of it.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Never even heard of it,
Mm-hmm.
which maybe it just didn't get on my radar because it was bullshit. And I'm just like,
And so you're above bullshit,
I'm totally above
getting onto your
bullshit.
radar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
Not exactly, because speaking of doing things to be healthy,
Yes.
we went for a hike the other week.
Yeah.
And we were looking for something to do.
Oh,
with the
wow.
kids.
What a good transition. I just realized what you did there. And
Really?
yes.
Oh, wow.
I just clicked in my head what you did there.
Welcome
Okay,
to the
go ahead.
show.
Yes. Welcome to the show.
And so so I thought, well, it's not going to be nice enough to go to the beach. We'll go for a hike because we enjoy walking on trails and doing little hikes.
Sure.
And I was looking online for something to do in the Franconia Notch area. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's a nice drive. And I found a trail for Artist Bluff. Now, there's different websites you can go to review hiking trail reviews and see what other people say about it. And they'll mark it as easy, moderate, difficult, extremely difficult. I'm looking for something easy because we have 3 kids, different ages, and I want to make sure it's something we can all do together. And I'm reading what people wrote reviewing the trails. Things like, there's a lot of roots that stick up from the trees and some rocks, but other than that, it's a really easy hike. People are saying, oh, it's dog friendly. You can bring your dog up. And I'm thinking, okay, well, as long as we lift our feet when we walk and we watch where we're going, it should be fine. All right. People are marking it easy to moderate. That shouldn't be a big deal.
Yes.
I got to cool myself down because I'm going to go on a tear.
Should we put like a parental advisory on this episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not workplace appropriate. I think I've already swore once, but it's coming out today. What the fuck is wrong with these people writing these reviews? They're like professional hikers who don't have families in mind, who have never fucking grasped the concept of what it means to go on a hike with fucking kids. I swear to fucking Christ.
Easy.
I was trying not to lose my shit. Oh, I said it's coming out. Had to get that out. Thank you. So we get there.
By the way, we love our kids. They're not kids. We love our kids. Our kids are the
I
best.
didn't mean that. I mean like swearing at the issue.
You just want to swear. All right, go ahead. Carry on.
I have to get it out. So we get there, and there's 2 trails. You can do the Artist Bluff Trail, and then there's another one. And I read that the other one was harder. So I thought, well, we'll do the easier one.
We'll go to the easy one, see how we do with that, and then maybe if we want to, we'll see how we try the other one. But yes.
So we start on the trail. We take the right turn instead of the left, and we're on this very narrow trail where it's really only one person at a time can walk comfortably. And I'm holding our youngest's hand, and yes, there's roots that stick up and there's rocks and they drop down. So you have to be really careful.
Like tree roots, you're saying.
Yes, tree roots. So you do have to be really careful when you're walking. And there's parts where like it drops down like maybe 1-2 feet and then like goes back up. And it had rained the day before, so the dirt in some points was a little slippery, so you did have to be careful. And halfway through this trail, you're looking at the parking lot and the highway. There's no real scenery. So
yeah.
I'm getting a little nervous because I'm like, okay, is this the right trail? But it's marked. We're following the trail. And I'm just thinking, this is kind of a pain in the ass. And trying to like get down a foot or two with my son, he just wants to jump. And our youngest wants to like jump and go fast, and trying to keep him from getting hurt. We're making it through, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I hope it doesn't get worse than this. And then it does, because the way the trail is, it's like these ledge rocks that are almost stair-like, but you're lifting your leg up like 2 feet to get up to the next one. You're like climbing this rocky type stairway, like literally a very like how, what's the incline you would say
of
those rocks?
What do you mean, like degree wise?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be like a good.
It's not straight up, but
65, 70 degrees. It's not a full 90 degrees,
no,
like
but
straight up and down.
And it's narrow, so
pretty,
again,
it's pretty steep.
So like you have to go off to like a little notch on the side where there's one so far away, because only one person at a time can go. And you can see all these people having difficulty getting up and down. So I'm thinking, I hope nobody slips and falls. Because if you fall, like, you're done for. You're going to smash your head on a rock or fall off the side of the cliff, and you're in trouble. And so...
Which almost happened to our youngest.
Oh, yeah, on the way back, and we'll get there. Yeah. So we finally make it to the top, and I'm just like, that was terrible, because that was not easy. Who are these psychopaths who think that this is easy? And now the bluff is basically a giant boulder with like rocks all over it, and it looks out into the mountains and Echo Lake, and it's very beautiful. It is a gorgeous
It's an amazing view once you get up there. Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. But then I'm looking, and there's obviously no guardrails or anything at the edge. Just if you go over, that's it. You're done.
Nice knowing you.
Yeah. And so these people walk up, and they have a dog, and the dog's pulling them. And I'm just thinking, oh, my God. Like,
we're going to see a fatality.
Yeah, the whole time. I'm just like... with these dogs, like, pulling these people.
And they're, like, trying to pull them towards the edge.
Yeah,
it's like, what are they doing?
The dogs are trying to pull these people towards the edge of the cliff. And I'm just thinking,
doing?
like...
And it's just a big rock. There's no, like... There's nowhere for footing. It's still kind of wet in some areas.
Yep.
Like, it's not very... like, there's no traction. Like,
nothing.
So that it's very slippery. Oh, yeah. It was...
I'm just thinking it would be so easy to go off the edge. So I'm just like... Okay, so
we found a spot about 30 feet from the side and just kind of parked everybody there and just looked and admired the scenery while everybody else is getting really close. And I'm just like, you guys are nuts.
I probably
with their dogs, their small kids, they're going right towards the edge. Like, all right.
I was probably like,
I don't want to see anyone die today.
I wouldn't get closer to maybe like 10, 15 feet from the edge. Because I was like, I'm not taking any chances. You can still get the view, you know?
It's literally, because, I mean, like, think about it. If you get, like, say you get 10 feet, but you, like, stumble or something and you slip, you're going, it's like a downward slope. So
it's almost like
there's
the way
nowhere
the
to grab onto.
Down.
There's nothing to grab onto. It's like you slip and just tumble. You're done.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, yeah, we're going to stay back here because with small kids, you never know. And, you know.
So then we have to go back the way that we came, which was even worse. And now there's even more families.
Yeah, now, because we got there pretty early, relatively early. And now on our way back, now you've got more families are starting to arrive. So it's getting more busy, as you said. And it's getting crowded on the way because, again, it's a very narrow trail. So people are having to wait so that we can go by, or we're having to wait so other people can go by, and people just it's a lot of start stop, you know.
So I'm very nervous because I don't want my children falling. And our youngest is just having a ball, trying to go fast, trying to jump down these like ledge type stairs.
So I took over at that
Well,
point.
I was holding his hand. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like
I'll
trying
take
to help him. And so Alex is in the back and he's then picking our youngest up and like going down. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if he falls,
Yeah, I was just holding him because he was so out of control. But I'm just going to hold him.
I forgot to mention on the way up, I became like the Sherpa, like carrying like everybody's stuff. I'm carrying the water bottles, the camera, like everything. Cause I'm just like, I got this. Everyone just hold on to the rocks as you're climbing up because I don't want anyone falling. So on the way down, again, I'm like telling our kids, put your hands on the rock like this and then put one foot and step down and then get the other foot and then step down. Nobody is following my instructions. And then our middle child has his camera wrapped around his neck and he's holding it with one hand and only using one hand to help guide himself down these rocks. And I'm like, you need to let go of the camera. It's strapped around your neck. It's not going to go anywhere. Use both hands because he's struggling to get down. And he just wouldn't let go of the camera. We're like, the camera will be fine. Please let go of the camera. So then Alex and our youngest get ahead of us because we had to go off to the side to let some people up. And as these people are going up, they're commenting about what a difficult trail this is.
Yeah.
And at one point, I am helping our middle child down some rocks. Alex is further ahead with our youngest. And then there's a group of people waiting as they're going down in the front off to the side so then they can go up the ledge.
They're waiting for us.
They're waiting on us.
Yes.
And I get down. And people are just looking at me like, holy shit. And I'm like, is it because the trail is so intense? I did not know what just transpired.
Oh, is this my cue?
Yeah.
Yeah, our little one. I let go of his hand for a second, literally a second, so that I could maneuver myself. And he decided he's going to take this advantage of the freedom that he just got.
Because as he said, I'm a good walker.
Yes, he said, I'm a good walker. Oh, okay. He jumps down in front of me and proceeds to basically go over the edge. I reached out. Luckily, I was right there, and I reached out and grabbed him, got him at the last second, and stopped him from going over the edge. And the ladies there were all like, there's a couple of ladies, and they had like their hands to their chest, and one of them was looking at me, and she goes, "I thought he was going over. I thought he was done." And I'm just like, I just looked at her, and I just went, "Yeah, we're having fun," and I just kept walking.
It's a good thing I missed that one.
Yeah, it was scary. It was scary.
Then we're going by and like a family, it was a couple with some daughters, probably like around like 10, 12 years old. And they all have like hiking sticks.
Yeah, they all got their walking sticks and they're
And they're asking us about like, wow, they're saying this is kind of a difficult trail. And I'm like, yeah. And they're asking about, well, does it get any easier? And I just started laughing. Nope, it gets worse. And I'm trying to explain what to expect. And they're just looking at me with like terror on their face of.
And then we had a couple people come by with dogs.
Oh, gosh.
One of the dogs pulled one of the guys and the guy went flying and fell.
No, he didn't. No, he almost fell. He caught himself.
I thought he fell and got up.
No, you're right. He did fall. He fell, but it was quick. He got up quick.
He didn't go over the side, but he fell, and it was like.
And there was a spot that was really slippery that was coming up for them that we just passed because Alex fell there, walking towards like on the trail on the way up.
Yeah,
and you have to be careful because it's like it gets slippery and then it's rocks with like a bit of a drop. And so I was telling them, please be very careful. It's the ground is a little slick with the dirt and it's really slippery. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm just telling, like, it's a group of people going by, maybe like 6 people. And then we're walking away. And as they get there, I hear, ah, and like you just hear a commotion. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the guy fell with the dog. And I stopped to see if they need help. But it sounded like everything was okay. But it just like didn't stop. And I'm just thinking, who are the people writing these reviews on, because it was not just like one, it was a couple that I read, and I'm like, and yeah, some people were like, this is really difficult, this is not for beginners, but I'm like, okay, maybe like, do they have some kind of, are they older? Because some people, like, if that was me alone or just Alex and I, we would have been fine with it, but I wouldn't have called it easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called it easy, but it would have been fine.
Yeah, we would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
But when you have kids, it's difficult. And I just thought,
well,
like,
it's not just because we saw some kids. There was a kid had to be 3 years old, and his dad had his smaller sibling like on
like an
like
infant,
one of those little
like a baby Bjorn.
like thank you, one of those deals, and was not holding the kid's hand. He was like maybe 10, 15 feet ahead of the kid.
Yeah.
And was just like stop every now and then, turn around, and be like, all right, come on, let's go. And this little kid, this kid's like awesome. Like he was climbing like no problem, wasn't scared, was actually like being careful and everything. I'm like, wow, okay, this kid's like 3. Jeez.
Our children are nothing like that.
Yes, our kids are not athletes in any way. So yeah, we have to really watch them carefully.
Yes.
So yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Who are these people who write these reviews?
Well,
these
we're
jerks?
driving back. I'm like, are these like professional hikers who do this? Because
Needless to say, we decided not to go on the hard trail because if the one we went on was the easy one, I don't even want to know what the hard one is.
And then I'm thinking, watch that one be like easy. But and the other part was, we had done a trail a couple summers ago with my parents where you drive up most of the mountain and then the walking is pretty easy and there's like a view area, but it's fenced off for safety.
Yeah, it's fenced in.
I thought that, I couldn't remember the name of it, but I thought that was what we were doing because that trail had like little bits of tree roots sticking up from the ground, but it was manageable. So I thought, oh, I think it's this one. No, it's not.
Not even close. Mm-mm. Beautiful view when you get to the top.
Gorgeous
view. Just getting there and then getting down from there.
I probably got a few more gray hairs.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good time.
And
we also went to a ghost town. We tried to see the ruins of a ghost town.
Well, our middle child wanted to visit some ghost towns, and we thought, oh, that would be a great idea for a podcast. You know, go visit these ghost towns and then talk about it. So we thought, there's one not too far by. Let's go check it out. Yeah, kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, I see when I hear ghost town, I'm picturing in my mind structures, just
like remains of abandoned buildings
structures
or foundations.
Right? That's what I'm picturing. That's what I'm thinking you're gonna see. Because again, Hollywood, television, movies, that's what you see, right? Mm-hmm. This is not what we saw.
Well,
this is not what we saw when we went visiting this area.
When you research ghost towns in New Hampshire, there are some places that try to give very specific directions, but a lot of the stuff, how do I get there? It's hard to actually tell where it is. So then you have to look for like some kind of specific instructions or directions on how to get there. I was able to find something for this one town because it was basically a village within the town that got picked up and moved because they were building a reservoir. So I get instructions and I'm following the instructions. I go down the road I'm supposed to go down and the road is closed because there's a bridge there that's supposed to take you to that place, but the bridge is closed. So we're driving around seeing if we can find another way there. No luck. So we stop at the town hall and I ask the woman there and she tells me, oh, just keep going further down the road and you can go this way too. We follow the directions and we get to the end of the road and there's like a gate blocking off a trail that it's wide enough a car could go through, but it's like a bridge that's blocked off. So I guess the town had decided to close all the bridges. So we're like, okay, we'll park and we walk down. And it was really pretty at first. There was like some foundations of bridges that were no longer in use and they didn't meet anymore from one end to another. And it was a nice shaded path walking in the woods. And then it gets out to a more open area. Now the sun's shining. So we start walking in the direction that the ghost town is supposed to be in. There's a whole lot of nothing. And then there are these little like kiosk stands, like these wooden stands with like a paper with plastic over it of information about what used to be here. This used to be a church. This used to be a house. This was a store. It's just these empty like areas where it's all overgrown with plants and grass and everything. And you have just like a little informational kiosk about it.
Yeah. I was shocked. I'm like, there's nothing. There's no building. There's no structure, nothing.
Then we get to a point where there's like a road that goes up, and there's a little kiosk that there was about a house there, and there's a bee carved into the tree where that kiosk is. So I'm like, let's go walk up there. Maybe, we'll find like old foundation or something. So we walk probably, a quarter of a mile up there. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes. And it was so hot.
It was so
hot. We didn't know how long we'd be walking for. So we foolishly left our water in the vehicle.
Because we thought it was just an area that was kind of like
one
open.
little area. We didn't know how long it was going to take to get there. We thought it'd be relatively quick.
Yeah. Apparently it's like a 3.5 mile walk.
Yeah. Which we didn't know.
From one end to the other.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
We did not know that.
So we were like, okay, we're going to turn around here and maybe come back a different day. But I tried to look into it more, and it's just all nothing.
It was a hot day out too.
Yeah.
We were all drenched in sweat by the time we get back to the vehicle. The poor kids are just dying of thirst. We're all just
hungry. We're
dying
thirsty.
of thirst. So, yeah.
Definitely didn't feel like the place was haunted either.
No, it didn't get any kind of weird feeling at all. Nothing creepy. Other than the guy that was there on our way back who had like an eye patch and was just sitting on a rock. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But whatever. that was the only weird thing we saw. But yeah, no interaction or anything. Just saw a guy sitting there enjoying his afternoon in the sun, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. Fun times. But yeah, that's been our summer.
So far.
Yeah.
So far.
And then I was looking for a gift for our oldest son's birthday. And I thought, maybe get him like a new computer, maybe like a laptop. So I'm looking at the Apple laptops. Holy shit, are they expensive? Like, they've gone up even more in price. It is absolutely insane how expensive they are. And then as I'm looking at it, you can now lease Apple products.
So ridiculous.
What? I can lease it, so I have to return it? What is this? Because Apple used to offer new every 2, where you do a payment plan, but you'd upgrade to the newest item, after the 2 years. And for some people, that's worth it. But if you really look at it, you're paying off that item in a loan. You're paying it off monthly, and then you upgrade. It's just constant payments. So we tried that 1 or 2 times, but we decided we're not going to do that, and we just held on to our phones.
Yeah.
And we just didn't upgrade. I'm looking at the leasing program. And so Apple joined with Klarna, where if you can't afford an Apple computer because they're so expensive. And I just also want to throw out the cost of the computer is pretty pricey. But then if you want to add more memory to it, if you want to upgrade it so it can actually like store stuff, that's where they really get you. Mm-hmm. So now you're tacking on hundreds of dollars for more memory. Because it's like the memory is what you get with like an iPhone basic. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I was looking at this.
Well, they want everybody storing stuff in the cloud.
Yeah, they want you paying
that
monthly.
That way they can get you that monthly fee from you for storing your information in the cloud. And if you think about it, it's genius on their part because you can lease. You wonder, how do I lease a computer? That makes no sense because they're going to just get it back. Yeah, if you have all your information stored in the cloud, no problem. That's perfect for people that are foolish enough, in my view, to do that.
Yeah. Well, so Apple joined with Klarna, the company that allows you to pay over time. And you think, okay, why don't they just join with Klarna so you can just own it and do payments? But they're going to do it so you can lease it. So at the end of the lease, you do not own that device. which is typical of a lease. You're paying, it's like you're renting it, so to speak. So at the end of the lease, you can either upgrade to a newer device, purchase the lease device with a buyout payment, or return the device and end the lease. And I'm thinking like, so you already basically paid for this computer for, let's say, 2 years every month. You paid off that computer, but you don't own it. And now you can buy it out for even more money. And by the time it's bought out, it's like becoming obsolete anyway. So like that's the other thing that they jab you with. Oh, well, now you can get the most latest up to date one. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, that was something else that was really grinding my gears.
Well, that's why Apple is $313.33 a share as of right now.
Good for them.
Because they do stuff like that. Keeps their revenues up. It's what it's all about, baby. It's about the moolah, the dollars, the dinero.
Like I said, I think it was like last time we recorded, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what they want from us.
That's what the World Economic Forum, that was their logo.
That was.
By 2030, their Agenda 2030.
And yeah, it's great not to be so materialistic, like, oh, I need everything. But people need stuff. You need food. You need a home. In this day and age, you need computers and phones.
Sadly.
Yeah, but there's things. We did an episode, I think it was last summer. Last year we did an episode about the basic standard of living, like income, how like 60% of Americans were shown not making enough to like make ends meet. They were living in poverty. And we did a whole episode on that. And the group that conducted this survey, I believe they're out of Switzerland, and they were including things that, like, yeah, cost of living includes you need technology, you need a phone, you need a computer, things like that as well. So, but yeah, they make it so difficult now to make it affordable.
This is also why there's such a big disconnect now with different generations, seeing how increasingly difficult living has become. Because if you have, say, for example, our parents, they may not realize how difficult it is for, say, the generation right below us coming up. It's how are people going to buy homes? How are people going to start families in these? I mean, it's difficult for us now as it is, and it's only getting more and more expensive. So think about what's it going to be like when our kids are old enough to start dating and have maybe try to start their own family. How are they going to do it?
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's going to be possible if things continue on the way that they're going now. How would it even be possible? Well, I can't answer that because I don't know how you do it.
And when you think about when we were kids, we were told, go to college, get an education, and you'll get a good job, almost like a guarantee. You're going to get a good job. And then the generations after us were told that, and kids are finally realizing, like, that's a lot of crap because
all those jobs now are being
mean nothing.
Yeah, all those jobs now are going to be taken over by AI.
Yeah.
All those jobs in technology, any kind of office job, anything like that. It's like nowadays, it's almost like the only safe way for anybody. There's really nothing ever safe, but like the safest bet is probably like going to a trade school, learning a trade.
Yeah.
You need electricians. You're always going to need plumbers, mechanics, things like that. That seems to be the way to go. And I think that's what you're going to start seeing is people going that route instead of going to college, going to trade school instead, or learning a trade, becoming an apprentice for somebody and learning how to be a plumber or whatever.
Yeah. All right. The last thing I wanted to bring up was something I saw in terms of what we talked about last time, the digital surveillance pricing, where they look at you, the car you drive. Corporations will see like, oh, what phone do they have? And they'll set digital pricing for you specifically.
Oh, so this is like if you pull into, say, like a Walmart. I don't know if they're, but we'll just use that as an example. And they see your car pull in and they get your information, and then they'll start tailoring the pricing to you based on the type of car you drive, model iPhone you have, that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called surveillance pricing. So I saw an article that New Jersey legislator passed the Fair Price Protection Act on June 30th. And what that does now is it bans surveillance pricing in the state's grocery stores. So it has to get signed by the governor. But once that gets signed, New Jersey will do that. I looked into it more. Maryland became the first state to ban grocery stores from setting higher prices based on personal data. And I then read that Connecticut and New York are also working on passing that. New York looks like any kind of shopping. Connecticut is grocery stores. So a lot of these laws are sticking to grocery stores, but it should be all shopping. And I'm just trying to find the quote. So the bill's sponsor in New York is a state senator, Rachel May. She said, New Yorkers shouldn't have to wonder if the price they see is based on who they are instead of what they're buying. And I feel like that's a perfect point to that. It shouldn't matter who you are. A price is a price. And it shouldn't matter, what kind of car you drive, what kind of phone you have, how much money you do or don't have. It should just be the set price.
Agreed.
So the issue again with that is a lot of these places, these states, they're aiming it at just supermarkets. But I think we, the people, need to stand up more and say, no, it should be all stores. And you mentioned Walmart. What was it that you read?
I read they have a patent on biometric scanning of customers. It's a shopping cart where once you get a hold of the shopping cart, it can sense your body temperature, your breathing, your heart rate, so that it can detect what your mood is and stuff like that, so that the pricing, as you approach certain aisles and certain shelves with certain items, the pricing will change and be altered to better fit what your current mood is. Yeah. It's a patent that they own. They've not put it out yet. Allegedly, they have not put it out yet that we know of. Yeah, they haven't said that they have. But it's pretty scary that that's the kind of stuff that they're researching and developing and patenting. They want to do this.
And that makes me wonder, if you have a pacemaker, could that cause issues? Whatever's in it, could that, you would think they would have to notify people and tell them, hey, these shopping carts do this. But a lot of times these corporations don't get our consent.
No, of course not.
Just like the government, they don't get our consent.
Or they get your consent with some terms and services thing that you might have read and agreed to a decade ago. Yeah, that's how they get your consent. If they do, that's how they do it. It's not informed consent by any stretch of that legal definition at all. Mm-mm. No way, not even close. But in black and white, just yes or no, yeah, they get it one way or the other from you. But it's not morally or ethically right in any way, and there's no way you can argue that it is. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, and again, it just makes me want to stay inside more and more, not leave my property.
So I say to you, if they pass this crap, the Walmart thing, the biometric screening and stuff, it's I'm never going to leave my house. I will have no reason to. Forget it.
Well, we really don't shop there.
I don't
anyway.
care. No, we don't. But I'm just saying, that's Walmart. Who knows what other stores and other companies are doing? That's just one that I read about.
And it's hard because
these
big
companies
stores,
are all doing this kind of stuff.
And they have the convenience. Oh, we have the product you need. We can get it to you really fast compared to if you go to a mom and pop shop who might not have it and might not be able to get it.
And it's getting harder and harder to find mom and pop shops out there too.
Because, these big corporations drive them out of business.
It's what happens.
It does.
So, we're becoming slaves to our convenience, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The digital prison is being built around us.
Yep. On the bright side, our pawpaw trees came in. So we have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
And talk about not leaving the property.
So hopefully in a couple of years, we'll have some fruit.
Yes.
Bearing trees.
2 to 5 years it typically takes.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Do the work now. So hopefully down the road.
That's it.
It'll pay off.
Got to plant your seeds now so you can harvest them later. Much later, but still. Yeah. Hey, those pawpaw trees will be around for our kids and hopefully grandkids someday as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Well, on that note.
Thanks for letting me vent about the hiking trail.
Yeah. That was,
I had to get that out.
Yeah, that was a good time. It was a great time. Memorable time.
Memories.
Sure. Yes. Until next time, I am the Golden Greek, Alex Arion. I've been joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous wife, Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker podcast. Many people are unaware just how much hypnotherapy can help them, or think it's only to help lose weight or quit smoking. But there is so much more hypnotherapy can do. It can help with stress, anxiety, insomnia, phobias, performance enhancement, connecting with your spirit guides and higher self. You can even discover past lives and your life between lives. Heal traumas, break habits, find your deepest truth, or just have fun discovering who you really are, all from the comfort of your home. I'm Monique Pliakis. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I want to help you. Schedule a free consult by going to www.innerstandingshypnosis.com. That's INNERSTANDINGSHYPNOSIS.com. Inner Standings Hypnosis. Find your power and ignite your inner light.